them, Dakota Access came in and bulldozed the entire area. So this is it's just absurd that Dakota Access is saying that it's well within the law to plow through, when they have clearly disregarded the tribe's consultation process. They've clearly disregarded any kind of to be accountable to the communities and through which they're trying to ram this dirty oil pipeline through.
Now, Dallas, I'm going to say the Dakota Access team, of course, they're the ones building the pipeline, and they have said, here's the quote, they've conducted on-the-ground surveys of the proposed route to ensure that the route had taken into consideration every aspect of the land in order to mitigate any risks. So they say they've taken the appropriate steps to ensure the integrity of this pipeline. And what do you say to that?
I say this, is that how they hired their own cultural surveyors to survey the land to build their own pipeline. I mean, there's a serious question of how reliable are those sources for that survey. The tribes along the entire Missouri River have all numerously stated a number of times that those surveys are inadequate, those surveys have missed significant sites, and that through just common practice, they should have consulted the tribes about identifying potential sites that could have been impacted. There was no consultation, proper consultation throughout this entire process. And now there's federal law and federal policy that back that up and support that, and that's the crux of the tribal's position. The other major issue here is that this pipeline crosses the Missouri River just a matter of 6 miles north of the drinking water intake for the tribal nation. So that's over 40,000 people whose drinking water is put at risk.
Right. They're supposed to lay this pipeline underneath the river, and of course the concerns that were there to be any leaks, it would have some pretty catastrophic ramifications. I want to ask you about the clashes we've heard about, Dallas, at these protest sites. What can you tell us about them, and with whom are the Indian supporters clashing? Are they federal? Are they state? Are they local officials? Who are they?
Well, the recent clash that happened a week ago was with private security force that Dakota Access had hired. They hired these goons to come in who had canine units and dogs. They used mace upon a peaceful crowd. There was what started it was that there was the people were gathered for a peaceful prayer on the road near the in the ditch near one of the major highways where the pipeline is going to cross. They looked over to the west and they saw bulldozers going through a site that was just recently identified as having burial grounds there. And so the community were very concerned about them bulldozing through grave sites. So they went over to try to stop them. So the security force stepped in with a canine unit, brought out dogs, and those dogs were sicked upon the crowd and maced it, and there was over 30 to 40 people who were maced in that crowd, including women. There were children in that crowd. There were people that were bitten and were attacked. And so it's absurd to have a security force that's in such a high level of violence inflicted upon peaceful protesters, or water protectors, as we like to call ourselves. So, you have to really call into question the integrity of this company, who continues to aggravate and who continues to provoke the situation just so that they can get their pipeline into the ground.
Well, I can tell you, Dallas, we're showing pictures right now of that protest, people being injured and those dogs really lunging at people. So I think those pictures speak volumes. Thank you, Dallas Goldtooth. Appreciate your time.
I appreciate this moment. Thank you.
All right. Glad you were with us.